Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast with me, Matt. I'm just gonna move my microphone a little bit further away. I've done a little bit of the change with the sound settings, but we are on a new patch of Spearhead today. I believe it's version 1.1.3.1 or something. I'm not sure the exact details, but a lot of changes have been happening, so let's go through the players first of all. It's on the Western Front today. We have Professor straight out the gates with Royal Tank Regiment for the Commonwealth with Anvil specialization. Representing the Americans, we have Hunter as Airborne Company. And there's been a big change to the Airborne. You cannot get the Airborne troops straight out the gate anymore. You need 2 command points in order to get the Airborne Company units now. So that's an interesting change. Also, the Re-Echelon have Springfields again now rather than the Carbines. Representing the Germans, we have Zorzo as Mechanisierte Tactics for the Waffen-SS. Then we have Unterkommander as the Wehrmacht. No, actually, that's not the Wehrmacht. My bad. Also, it's the Waffen-SS. I'm just being weird today. It's been a while since I've recorded one of these. Playing also the Waffen-SS without a commander choice at the moment. We have a long firefight going on at the moment. But his troops are also now, I believe, a 4-man squad at the start, as we can see. They need an upgrade from like their first tier building to get the 5-man squads now. Which is a huge change for the British, in my opinion. We'll have to see how it works out for them, I suppose. Hopefully it won't be too bad. This is also a fairly long one, as I've been told, so I need to strap myself in for this. And I'm also doing it with a new encoder, so it should look a lot better, but the file is probably going to be tremendously huge on my end. This is something I'll have to live with. Kuhlwagen moving up here. And with an MT-34. Ooh, and did they manage to get the gunner there? Will they still get away? Looks like they will, so good for the British there, they don't lose a squad. But Brits have to be a bit much more cautious now early game, because their squads are down to 4 men at the start. That will certainly change how they play the game, I think. Making the theater troops moving up here. Moving up with an MP40 on that squad leader. There's only 3 Brits left, 2 Brits. So yeah, they don't want to be out there like that. Will they get away? Probably not. Nope, they got killed. Very punishing. Americans have to be cautious against all these Sturm Grenadiers out in the open. The Allies are somewhat on the back foot here at the moment. Well, the Germans are not actually connected to southern points here, so they're actually not getting a lot of resources to work with. That'll soon change, I think, because they are sending a squad for the cutoff here. Also, we also have a Panzerjäger nearby. But Airborne and Royal Tank, that's definitely an interesting combination. Wonder how that'll turn out for the United States and the British here today. Ooh, Sturmgrenadiers against some good shots here. They don't kill that Rifleman squad though. And now they're too close. Ooh, it looks like Commander has gone for Panzerdivision. Ooh, that's a Sturmgrenadier. That's a big of a cost loss. Sturmgrenadiers are quite costly early game. So you don't want to lose them. I guess that's why it's also gone for the 9th SS Panzer, or 9th SS Grenadiers instead, which is the cheaper variant unit you can get if you're playing as Mechanisierte. Pretty handy. We have the rifleman rifle section pushing up here. Hopefully the sound is not too bad, because I have raised my own microphone because I've been let's playing Freedom Planet 2, and that might have affected some things. Hopefully it will not make the game a little bit too quiet and my voice too loud, but I suppose you can all be the judge of that. It's gonna be annoying if I have to change this afterwards, I suppose. Riflemen are getting in a decent position here with the sandbags. But that's a Kugelwagen with an MG42 on top. A little bit more difficult to fight. We are gonna see the first airborne squad come up for the US of A. Making the SEAL troops are slowly just digging in further, and ooh, they're getting the Kamkat sensor. Very nice. Riflemen doing a pretty decent job here, surprisingly. He might be able to kill the gunner of that Kugelwagen. Oh, it pulls back. But we have some exchange of grenades going on down here. Yes, it looked like that was the case, but I'm not sure. Lucy Gewehr 43 is being equipped here on the Grenadier. More of the British troops come up here. Probably have to get used to the fact there's only 4 of them in the squad at the start now. Ooh, and that's an MG34 inside that building. Already laying down good suppressive fire. To force the Brits back. I believe it's an upgrade from this building. Yeah, this one. Both infantry squads increases their number by 1.
There's an officer awaiting orders.
That's essentially what the British need now to get a 4-man squad, but the officer is still 5-man. I suppose good for him. Tank is doing their best here with their boys 80 rifle. Having a duel with the Panzerjäger. Looks like the Panzerjäger is winning out at the moment. I also believe the Panzerjäger now has an MP40 rather than a Sturmgewehr, as we can see. This is also a fairly big change. He's not as potent at medium range, but they're still pretty good close range if you try to get close to them. The MP40 should not be underestimated in that capacity anyway. Port HQ is being set up here by the Waffen-SS. We will see a squad of Hitler Youth come onto the field as well. Universal carrying the center. An officer keeping an eye on the center here. Airborne squad in the field, having been equipped with a BAR. It's a fire team. And they should be pretty good with the BAR here, but they're being suppressed immediately by the Kugelwagen. Not good for them. It's going to reduce the accuracy quite tremendously. Oh, we have a Vickers K on top here. They're not getting some good shots on that Kugelwagen. There we go, that's a good shot. It's going to force the Kugelwagen to back off, I think. Joseph a crowd mower. That's actually going to do a good job on the Germans. On the northern flank, they are lacking AT equipment. Oh, Mo was going down the entire Sturm Pioneer. Now in the open, it's just going to mow down all the Sturm Grenadiers. Being suppressed though by the Kugelwagen, but we have some rears. Oh, and the 50 cals take out the Kugelwagen in seconds, no surprise. It is quad 50 caliber machine guns after all. Pretty potent setup on that air track. We do see an MT-42 sitting up with armor piercing bullets. They're trying to load the armor piercing bullets. There they go. Oh, but a good wave coming in on them. Forced them to re-maneuver. So we're going in down here. Denying that building to the Germans. Good play from the British lieutenant. Or lieutenant, as I believe it's pronounced. They lose a squad here, which is not good. British do have problems replacing their squads, I think. Oh, they do have bolster now. Most of their squads do have 5-man now, which will certainly help. Oh yeah, they also changed all the decals are gone, which is pretty awkward though, because that means the crowd mower has this Russian symbol on it, which is very awkward indeed. This wouldn't really be what you would see on an American half-track, I'm pretty sure. Also, the Open Blitz now is present. Yeah, you can see there's no unique decals anymore, so it's just the base decals without any team colors. Which does give them the weird white color, which is a little bit awkward, I think. But yeah, the American half-track with the Russian look on it is a little bit awkward in my opinion. There's probably a way to change that, but I'm not sure how. Because I know modding in Comedy Heroes is not the easiest thing to do. Still no AT equipment up here. They are getting a Pack 40 though. But the quad mower can still get some good shots in here. Getting a lot of good shots with that quad 50 caliber. Uses some MP40Is here on the Sturm Pioneers to help suppress. Oh, that 50 caliber is shredding the Germans to pieces. Literally. Which is what a quad 50 caliber would do, I imagine. But they've been damaged, they have to pull it back. So there's some British artillery going in. Oh, that's painful. That's real painful right there. Ooh. That's going to leave the Panzer Division down to only a Pack and a Sturm Pioneer. We do see Stormtroopers arriving here for the mechanized though, being equipped with full Sturmgewehr. Might help them in these engagements potentially. They could also get an MG-34 because that thing is mechanized, but I don't think we'll see that on them. That people are just going to go for the full Sturmgewehr loadout, which is a pretty costly investment of 100 munitions for one squad, but it does improve their firepower tremendously, so... Not looking good for the Germans in this flank all of a sudden. But here's all the Sturmgewehrs now. Opening up with all the Sturmgewehrs. We also have another mechanized group nearby, arming with themselves with Gewehr 43s. But out in the open, they're gonna get mowed down. You have a Panzerbüchse nearby. Oh, and the pack takes out the Universal Carrier. Half-track also got taken out entirely by the looks of it. Waits are trying to get into positions though, with the extra man. But it's a bloody dangerous approach for them, as they themselves say. We do have Vickers coming into the building here. Lots of accurate rifle fire going towards the stormtroopers. Officers also nearby to ensure they fight better. Actually, they removed the auras, I believe, from the officers, so you're not actually fighting any better. Ooh, Green Assault managed to get in on the building, destroying it. But both buildings around this train yard has been destroyed. MT-42 trying to stop the Americans here. This out in the open though, and it's being suppressed here by the US paratroopers, who has activated fire superiority, which will allow them to suppress with all their basic fire. They do move slower though, which does look cool while they're on the move. I think it's actually a tactic the Americans did do. Oh my god! The Panzer tactics has no units left. They've lost everything. They are trying to get a Panzer Grenadier out at first, SS-1. Grenade going in the building, which is not going to... Actually, that did something. That was a Gammon bomb, actually. Not too much, though, but it did do something. Overall, the theater troops are doing their best to try and keep the Allies at bay. As the combined Allied forces pushing up. British Armored Infantry and United States Airborne troops doing their best to work in conjunction with one another. Throwing a smoke raid there. They're gonna use a composite B. They're trying to get close enough, but I think these Panzer Grenadiers might be there to prevent it. Pineapple going out. That's a blink Cobra on them, which might actually just kill them. Oh, they're gonna get the composite B off. Impressive. Didn't do too much damage though. That's a dead rifleman squad. I don't think that was actually worth it. Like the Panzer Grenadiers are being armed entirely with Sturmgewehrs as well. 2 non-scoped and 2 with scopes, as you normally see. People generally go for that. We also have a command half-track nearby. Help the Germans oversee the front line. You can also capture territory. But well, the Germans, I feel, are very much on the back foot for a bit, but they do hold a decent amount of territory still. British are still gearing up. We do see another Sturm Pioneer come up for the Panzer Tactics. Sturm Pioneers are supporting the Panzer Tactics as they push up and get some ground again. These Panzer Grenadiers are really good infantry, so they do pretty decently with their Sturmgewehrs. The scope will serve well at long range, while the normal ones will serve well at medium range, so see how it turns out for them. Or against some good volleys down there in the riflemen. And the command half-track is pushing up. We do have a lack of AT equipment here for the United States. The command half-track is actually going to do a decent job, I think. Oh, the rifleman might... oh, the airborne is thinking against it. That is an MG-42 they'd have to push up on, so... MG-42 coming up for the Mechanist theater here. Stormtroopers are back in the base to replenish. Vickers trying to open up fire. Well, I don't think these Sturm Pioneers want to stay around. Oh, they can reinforce though, thanks to the 4 HQ from the other player. They can still hold. Artillery being called here by the British lieutenant. And command half-track is doing a decent job here. Artillery going in. The Germans have evacuated the spot though. Still to clear out Kugelwagen to the center and a pack. One Kugelwagen goes down to random fire. Great assault getting in from the Panzer Grenadiers. Pretty good one at that. But the captain, lieutenant is gonna stop them. But I can't see him. Might be a side block in the way or something. That's lucky for the Germans. Got a forward HQ coming up here. Very risky to put them so close to the front. Oh, half-tank's been hit by an anti-tank rifle grenade, I think. That might be the end of it. Yep. Officer's probably not gonna survive this. Go down as he tries to get away. Stormtroopers are doing a pretty decent job moving along the front line. Doing a lot of work there for the Germans. MT-42 setting up there. Been a lot of pushing on the southern flank though, mostly around the center and the north. Mthis, it's a very small map, so it can get pretty intense pretty quickly. First it says, not first it says, 12 it says Hitler Youth is being replenished. And the Echelon doing their best here, being equipped with some M1 Garans actually. MT-42 ensures the Allies do not want to move out in this area, at least not easily. Players also flying overhead to give the Germans an idea what's going on. The British are taking up though for fulls here. They might see some armor soon coming up from the Allies. Either side has actually relied a lot on armor here. Oh, never mind, we do have a command tank arriving for the Panzer Tactics. Would make sense, they are playing as Panzer Tactics after all. Lots of shots being fired about. Pretty basic stuff, artillery going in. Ooh, doing some good work there in the MG-42 when I force it back. Here comes the American rifleman pushing upwards. But Germans have dug in somewhat, I think, so they might be able to hold this easily. Until being called in by the command tank. You also have a British Recce team. Scout ahead. And you're going to see a Sherman Mark V. Which is the Sherman available to the British. Oh, Recce team has been spotted by fire. I think. Yeah, they've been detected. But there is a Sherman also from the airborne. Okay, they're no longer spotted. They actually managed to hide again. Well, that's not looking good for the F1 and actually got decrewed. High explosive there from the Sherman. Pretty decent pack has been recruited, however. Low penetration. Smoke shells landing. Couple packs are present. Man team has recruited that tank, trying to get back. Packouts are coming out here for the Americans. British Sherman are on the field as well. Also British mortars firing. So the Panzer Grenadiers are keeping the Allies at bay for now. MT-42s as well, doing a pretty good job. A big push from the United States here. German pushing up with some infantry behind it. Artillery being called in. Just basic British artillery. And see if they can take out that pack. Good high explosive, but they get penetrated in return. But American infantry trying to push up, but there's an MG-42 here. Hitler Youth rushing up to try and grab the AT gun, but it gets suppressed. Americans pushing on the northern flank as well. MT-42 to the side bay wants to fire. Focusing on the British infantry. Packhouse firing, I think. But that's artillery from the German side. Germans are ready to make a move again. They do have that repair station here on the railroad, which certainly helps. Gonna keep the Allied tanks up and operational pretty fast. Germans are probing a bit, I think. Packhouse also took a shot. Germans pushing up again. Needs to be cautious somewhere. Oh, yeah, lost mobility. That's not good. Explosive missed as well. It's immobilized. Needs is close up to the repair teams. America's losing a lot of infantry there, though. British Sherman is trying to destroy the pack. Not getting any luck hitting it, though. Smoke shells being flung out. Oh, British Sherman took a big hit there. American Sherman is operational again.
Ready for trouble.
A bit back of a back and forth slog up there. We do have the mechanized unique infantry, the 10th SS. Rarely see these guys, they're pretty cool. Very good defensive infantry. Equipped with an MG42 with 100 rounds. Pretty good for them overall. Actually, you should not underestimate this squad all in the defense. They're pretty good at holding. Which is kind of the whole point of them, I think. They've been suppressed though, which is not good. There we go, they're no longer suppressed. They are becoming veteran thanks to that Comets center doing its work. F1 command tank pushing up here against an A2. Mark 5 making a move down here. Be cautious though, but the packs are missing. Lots of packs set up here for the Germans on the northern flank. Well, 2 of them, but it's better than nothing. Looks like the Americans are preparing for bombing runs. They are getting their bombing run upgrade on their officer. British troops are forced back again. Mark 5 have relocated to the southern flank. Now these squads do like proper AT equipment. They only have like an AT and AT grenade. Don't get the Panzerfaust. Will certainly show. Captain is calling in an airstrike. Or standing around here, okay. That's probably a dead pack. Oh, but the plane got shot down, but it did drop its bomb. Okay, quite the sight right there.
Prepare yourselves.
That's 1 pack less for the Allies to deal with. And Mark 5 is not going to face a lot of issues down here, except... Ah, they got the pass strike thanks to the Comets center upgrading them. So they have an MT42 with 100 rounds and a pass strike, which makes them a very versatile squad at holding, in my opinion. F1 taking shots up here, but there is the A2 getting a good shot on the F1 command tank. Germans actually getting a tank officer as well as some improvised armor in form of sandbags. Explosives being loaded. Overshot. And that's why you stay behind cover. British troops are fighting with the Germans at the center. Not looking good for the Germans, they're pulling back. Also the German Untersturmführer is preparing to call in artillery though. Blitz also stays nearby. Panzer is waiting on the southern flank, just in case.
Heavy machine gun team ready for battle.
So the Americans trying to make another push on the northern flank. Let me just get myself something to drink here. Ah, much better. German opening fire here towards the Sturm Pioneers. Sturm Pioneers are not too fussed about it, clearly. British is still fighting in the center. Oh, we are going to see the Assault Brigade, which is a unique assault engineer available too. British tank. Being equipped with Tommy guns, at least one of them are. I wonder what the British are preparing then. Ah, Tiger tank. Germans have pulled out a Tiger tank. Now that'll certainly be an issue for the Allies, I think, especially the airborne. Don't have a lot that can fight a Tiger frontally. And that recon team seems bugged because how fast he could move. Oh yes, we spotted that's a pineapple going towards the recon team. Killing one of them. E2's doing his best here, but that's a Tiger tank. Also, I believe that pack houses no longer have the heat shells. Yeah, they do not. Tiger tank missed with high explosive, but the crew's still having issues. Yeah, well, the British are probably prepared to push the southern flank if they can manage it. Problem is, there is the Panzerjäger waiting if this Sherman pushes forward. We do see a Comet coming out. No movement yet. Once the Panzerjäger spot that Sherman, he'll wait for it to get close, I think. Needs to be an ambush unit after all. And use like one. Panzerjägers are not usually just rush out into the open. They're very vulnerable like that.
One of our anti-tank guns is gone.
You want to wait in a very good ambush positions, kind of like what they're doing at the moment. Jim is pulling back though. Tiger tank is leading the assault. F1 command tank to get decrewed and actually fully destroyed. Tiger tank takes out D2, no surprise. That's gonna give the Americans a little bit of a problem. Here's the Comet tank arriving here. The booster Comets. Looks like it's being equipped with APCR as its basic ammunition, which is a thing this thing can do, by the way. It makes it very reliable at penetrating German tanks, I believe. It doesn't do as much damage, but the penetration is just so much worth it against the late game German tanks. Let's see if the Comet can live up to its job here. First time to dig in with the assault brigades. Not really working out the best for them at the moment. The Germans just hitting the thing they're trying to build. Do see a Stukas of Fuss and a mortar half-track arriving. Need to pour up some more cola for myself. I'm just drinking a basic Danish brand. Harbo. If you know, you know. Pouring into my glass here. Not sure if you can even hear it, but it's what I'm doing. This file is gonna be so big, isn't it? Oh, no penetration from either side. I would say that's actually kind of lucky for the Comet. Oh, penetration on from the Comet side end. Very nice. Ooh, and now the AT guns are getting penetrations as well. Tiger tank destroyed. Oh, good job from the Comet there. Because the Fuss opening fire. Not the best shots. Did something. We got an M10 arriving for the airborne, although I don't think it's necessary at the moment. Oh, because the Tiger's already gone. Comet is pushing upwards, that's a little bit risky for it. Not the most heavily armored of vehicles, despite how good its gun is. Also doesn't have a machine gun on top, so it's a little bit vulnerable to pushing it. Like, sure, it still has its turret machine gun and its all machine gun, but having one on the top of the turret really helps. Like the Sherman here. Also, the Sherman has a 50 caliber on top, which is a pretty big deal, by the way. Do not underestimate that. I'm gonna try and take out the open blitz. They can't see it. I'm supposed to blow towards the machine gun team, but it's been penetrated by a pack. It's the driver that's injured as well, so it's kind of stuck. And it's gone. Brutal. Americans might push up to take some more territory again, but I'm not sure yet. I just hope my voice is fine enough now with the changes I've done. More airborne troops moving onto the battlefield as well. Nice to see. Brits have dug in with a lot of fighting position, suddenly. Want to prevent the Germans from pushing up with infantry. Also defensive units for Mattcasting, which is not much of a surprise. It's a very defensive-oriented commander. And tactics are definitely feeling a little bit on the down foot, I think.
Infantry group are lost.
Probably having issues getting the armor they need. So the mortar attack might drive northwards.
Is ready for orders.
M10 pushing upwards. But there's still plenty of packs. High explosive loaded. Ooh, they lost the gunners. High explosive loaded by the Comet. M10 got cleared out though. Smoke pop, which prevents the high explosive from firing.
Your sniper's trained.
Just cannot see the target. So get switching back to normal AP.
Comic crew, awaiting new orders.
But honestly, I don't see why you would ever not use the APCR. Oh, no, it's not APCR, it's APDS. It's saber rounds. I don't know why you ever not use the saber rounds, because having higher penetration, I think, is better than doing more damage. Because if you can just penetrate more often, cause more issues for the enemy tank and lead to criticals and just damage it, you know. Of course, I'm not an expert on this, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. There might be a reason for switching back to AP shells over Sabo shells. When this command truck probably has to relocate somewhere a little bit safer. Indeed, it seems to be. You see another pack come out for the Panzer Tactics. And Alpha class, we're moving upwards.
Heavy machine gun group are ready for action.
Another M10 arriving here for the airborne. Help give them a little bit of anti-tank presence. More packs and more... Is that Stormtroopers? No, just the Storm Grenadiers. Coming out here for the Mechanisator. Panzer Grenadiers preparing to make their move, but the Alpha class have been spotted. Probably because they were not all to hold fire. NT4 to prevent the airborne from pushing up though. These fields are being covered pretty well by the Germans. The A2 tank being prepared.
Where do you want this Comet?
Panzer Grenadiers taking out some shots here again with the Sturmgewehrs. Oh well, I think the Allies are getting kind of stuck. And the more they're stuck, the more time the Germans have to build up. Comet is making a move around though. Axis 9 takes shots at it. Ooh! Penetration right there. That's gonna force the Comet back. Smoke popped. Oh, did fire high explosive though. And almost killed that machine gun team. Comet pulling back. Germans survived here for the airborne again. Oh, we have Thunder Run. That's a big deal. That's gonna mean the Germans can just switch to high explosive shells as their base. Which is gonna make the A2 Sherman pretty good at getting through a fortified line. And needed this switch into high explosives. You know, that will be a problem for the Germans unless they can kill this Sherman quickly with a Super Sufus or something else. That's the Panzer Grenadier. Now the Germans realize they might be in big trouble. Because having A2s that can just fire high explosives at their base is a pretty good weapon late game against German fortified positions. And their infantry, obviously. As you can see, almost killing the Untersturmführer here. Looks like the Allies are pushing up. Assault Brigade fighting alongside them. But the machine guns will stop that. Explosive by the M10s. Hit. That looking good for the Sherman. Comet also pushing up. Just trying to be a distraction. M10s will not last for too long there. We do have that repair station though. Until we're going into the southern flank. Forcing the British infantry back. The question is if the Germans will take advantage of it, though. See if they will push up with it. Another repair station, so double repair station for the Allies, okay. Because they are very intent on ensuring that the tanks will remain operational. We do have a German push in the southern flank though. With his fighting positions being somewhat overrun. Is that an AVIE? Gee, we're gonna see an AVIE of all things. I like that, I rarely see the AVIE. I'm pushing up here with a high explosive. Aiming for the 12 SS, or 10 SS. We're almost killing them too. White phosphorus shells are landing around the German fighting positions. We do see another Tiger. Artillery going in on the German positions. This from the mortar. It's actually veteran 5 mortars, is it? 35 kills, very impressive. That's a really good mortar.
Send your orders. Warmed up and ready to go.
We shall still keeping the Germans at bay. At least to the best of their ability. Max push up again into essentially what's their deaths. M10s do have long range though, so they could try and snipe out the Tiger, but it's gonna be a hard sell. But just counter attack on the southern flank. But there's an MG waiting here. We cannot shoot, there's a side blocker I think. Incendiary grenade going out. And now the MG can fire. And on the northern flank, the Tiger tank is preparing to push again. Very fun being called here by the Lieutenant. If he can arrive in time before he gets pinned, but that might not happen. Yeah, 50 kills was cleared out one of the packs at least. Ooh, Americans are pushing. He's getting into position to try and attempt so. But the packs are stopping them. More smoke being popped out. Instead of going in on the German position on the southern flank. Trying to prevent the push from succeeding. And have the AVIE, which is essentially a giant bunker buster. Very short range, but it can do a lot of devastating damage. Needs to get close enough to the Panzer team, I think. Got a fire. Yeah, that's the mortar. Lost a lot of damage, as you can see. AVIE is pretty scary, and I believe it's unique to Royal Tank. It's very good for pushing over the German fortified line. Also can shoot over buildings. The Germans realize what's happening. Hopefully it's taken care of. Tiger tank on the northern flank. Proven to be quite a big of a problem. They're being fired again from the Super Sufus. Backing off pretty quickly. AVIE slowly pushing up here. It's a veteran to 2 AVIE already. I'm gonna need some repairs still, but they are working on it. Oh, that's a dead pack. Once it fires one more shot. Does take a long time to reload it though, which makes sense. Consider what it's firing. It's firing a 290 millimeter shot. They're pretty good at that AVIE. Also, it's pretty high armor, then again, it is a Churchill. But there's a Panzer team waiting here in form of the 10th SS. They're gonna allow it to get close. When an attacker tank again takes a shot. Oh, but the AVI did a lot of damage there.
We've lost a squad of infantry. Is that good?
And they should probably have acted quicker there. Another AVI being prepared.
Where do you want us?
Looks like we have a lot of heavy equipment being pulled in by the British. So actually, we're gonna see another Comet first. German pushing up here, but the packs are preventing it. We also have an F1 nearby. Pack takes it out. Good job from the German defense here. Tiger tank pushed up, but it's getting immobilized, I think. Yeah. Bad position to be stuck in. They get an easy kill here for the Comet, as long as they can keep sight on it. Smoke popped. But Panzerstrike takes it out from the Assault Brigade, which they have stolen off the Germans. Comet can now move freely. There's still a pack nearby though. Not looking good for the Germans here. Aircats trying to push up through the hills on the north. The Germans are keeping them at bay, using copious amounts of bullets. No machine gun left though. Only one here held by the Mechanizierte. Oh, good high explosive there from the Comet. Cleared out a lot of enemies. The Blitz also cleared out. Oh, but looks like something almost destroyed the. Oh, it might have been the flag actually. Like a few consecutive flag shots that penetrate can do a lot of damage to a tank. Chance of penetration is slow though, but if they do, that's a big deal. Second Comet on the field here. Loading high explosive towards this pack. Doesn't hit. It's because it doesn't want to get closer to that. Let's see, the Germans still doing their best on the northern flank, but they are suffering. Slowly and steadily. M10 pushing up here with a high explosive. Oh, they took out the AT gun.
They got wiped out.
You know, that's a problem for the Germans. They actually have like no infantry. They don't have a Sturm Pioneer that can man equipment. Not looking good for them at all. Recce team sneaking up as well, keeping sight on the German lines. What's left of them? Oh, and machine gun cleared out. Now the American infantry can push up without any issues. At least for the most part. Meanwhile, we have a Comet trying to push down here. Took a big shot from something. I think it was from the pack. The British just waiting for the AVIE to arrive again, I think. We do veterans with 5 troops now for many of the southern flank, at least for the infantry. They should be able to hold a little bit better then. And any replacements will arrive a bit too, thanks to the Amkraft Center. Merc is pushing on the northern flank. Rifleman and M10 pushing up high explosive loaded. There's some good damage there. Artillery going in around the British. British lieutenant is calling in artillery in return. Oh. Not looking too good for the Germans here. They've actually lost their fuel point. That's gonna be a big deal. Best because one of them is playing as Panzer. And Mattcasting cannot really fight much well against all this. They're doing their best though. I think the British army is just doing a little bit too good of a job here. Combat took another penetrating shot though. But now the AVIEs are about to reach the front line. But always upgrade with the track armor gives a 10% increased armor. And 10% on top of 1520 is not that bad, I think. You also get them the Vickers K and a tank officer because if you're playing as tank commander for the British, you can actually arm them with everything. Overshot, but the blast still killed the pack. I assume that's okay. AVIE is very scary to fight. Because of who's opening fire in here. Oh, Comet got hit. Oh, the Comet got hit by a pack. Comet doesn't want that fight. Smoke popped. Because Mthis has done a pretty decent job keeping tanks at bay for the most part. Ooh, AVIE is pushing up here. Concentrated gun. Hand-struck miss. Overshot. Actually, he was aiming for the pack. Never mind. That's really smart, actually. I think he will shoot at the panzer radius, and then it has to aim for the pack instead, further away. Like the AVIE is pretty dangerous with its bunker-busting grenade or shell, whatever it is, mortar round. Does turn slowly though, and repair time is pretty horrendous. And accuracy is bad, as you can see. We do have a priest coming out as well. No, that's not a priest, that's a sexton, I think. If that's a sexton. Shouldn't pushing on an orphan flank, but it's a lot of packs here. Triple packs. That's a lot of firepower. Penetration on the AVIE, that's gonna force it back. Wanna lose that pretty big piece of equipment. It's not like so. Ooh, A2 lost his gun up here. Not looking good. Here's the sexton. Comets doing his best to keep the Germans at bay. The Germans are slowly remanning their equipment. And the Comet did get away by looks of it. Yeah, it's up here being repaired. But above this, on the north flank is also doing their best to keep the allies at bay. Using plenty of Hitler Youth here to supplement the front line. It's not a bad thing, because the Hitler Youth are your cheaper infantry if you're playing as SS Panzer. They can be pretty decent in my opinion. They can generally get the job done. If precision right. And equipped probably. Equipped probably, not probably, not probably. AVIE is ready to fight again, but it still needs that big SK on top, I feel. But then again, the British are using most of their ammunition at the moment. AVIE is pushing up. That's a pretty risky maneuver. But knows its target. Pretty good shot at that too. Other pack is getting able to get shots in though. That's also a pass strike. Doesn't penetrate. Oop, my bad. I hit the tactical. Oh, that was an incendiary round, which is one of his unique abilities. Almost destroyed one of the base structures there. But it is being penetrated. That's going to force the AVIE back. At least for a bit. It's actually a veterancy-free AVIE. I don't think I've ever seen a veterancy-free. But it's doing a pretty good job here. Oh, it's down. So they used a heat round here. Very nice. A good enough pack team. Meanwhile, you have white phosphorus burning the Germans on the other front line. And an A2 Sherman pushing up. Not looking good for the Germans here. Another pack arriving. And Comets are pushing on the southern flank. Or a Comet. We also have a Stuk here and from the mechanized trying to stop the front line. Yeah, the Allies are just starting to overrun the German positions at this point, I think. Especially if the airborne can get a second Sherman. Because that would be a double high explosive. A2 not taking the best shots there. Ooh, what the Sappers trying to do? And they're going to try and demo charge it? They were trying to.
Units of engineers have been killed.
Stuk pushing up, that's not a good idea, I think, against the Comet. Doesn't penetrate though. Assault Brigade did get mowed down in the open, however. Stuk is actually doing pretty decently here at long range. Again, I guess it is for Stuk. But the Americans are pushing through the northern flank. The Panzer Tactics is having issues dealing with this. Yeah, I can the infantry coming up behind though, but they're just losing the AT equipment. Do have another Tiger arriving. Will the third Tiger be able to save the German front line? That is the question. Because the Stormtroopers certainly are not. And the previous two Tigers did not either. Potentially a Panther would be the better choice, but then you'd also need to upgrade the Schwerpanzerabteilung, which they do not have the fuel for at the moment. Especially with the Allies and 9 the southern fuel to the Germans. You know, the German infantry is doing their best to hold. Great guy being exchanged here. Looks like the Germans won out in that end. There's still Handgranate. Tiger tank revealing itself again. MG42 on top. Although they have to jump into the turret because they're under too much fire. It is a mechanic in Spearhead after all that tank crew on the top can get suppressed, so they jump back down to safety. Because I wouldn't want to be shot at if I were them. Being shot after all I've heard is very painful and lethal. Atagon tries to get some shots in here on the Tiger tank. High explosive loaded. Taking out the AT team. German pushing up, pretty aggressive of it. Almost taking out the Sherman. Actually did take out the Sherman. Ammo cooked. The Allies are losing some ground against this Tiger tank. On an open flank anyway. Now the southern flank is slowly falling into British hands again. As a Comet is on Overwatch here, but it's not having any luck penetrating this Stuk. Frontal armor of Stuk does a good job. Neither side penetrates, but I think the was also not using Sabo. That's probably why it's not penetrating. It's just using normal AP shields, not really giving it the same penetrative power. Like a tank up here destroying the repair stations. We also see another AVI coming onto the battlefield. We got to pull back for repairs, but there's a second suit arriving. They always do their best to just stay in this. With the third Tiger and then the third AVI, this is a lot of strong units on this field today. I rarely see the AVI, so it's cool to see it. Ooh, Comet is just keeping the James at bay, but took a bit hit there. Like I think got penetrated. The probably has to consider pulling back for some repairs. M10 is on the Honda. Oh, it's gonna try and get a shot on the M10. And that's a dead M10. The Tiger tank is still pretty well around. Which was 2 at the moment. Yeah, we also have a Kampfkraft center. No upgrades on it though. How about here? No more Kampfkraft center yet. Stuks are doing their best to hold though. Oh, Comet got a good shot there. All the Stuks nearby. We need to get sight on it. But the Comet is firing pretty fast here. AVI is driving upwards now. Now this is a problem for the German army. Well, the Mthis. AVI can do a lot of damage. And that's a dead forward HQ. Well, Panzer HQ. Stormtroopers over here doing their best to hold back the Allies. Allies are securing on the ground though, but they've lost a lot of vehicles. Tiger tank goes down south to destroy the AVI. The Americans are just trying to take up positions again and trying to move out to some ground. I'm not gonna work for this rifleman because there's a machine gun. MT-4 too scary, especially in ambush. Actually moving on that squad entirely.
Just got a report of an infantry unit being wiped out.
Assault brigades are working to repair the Comets.
Awaiting orders. Crew ready.
M10 sitting up again.
Achtung, be ready.
Like I definitely needs some repairs, I think. But it's just staying out there without any repairs, which is not good for it. Everyone's pulling back for some repairs now, I think. And also because the Storm Pioneers are hitting down there. But M10 on the northern flank is causing issues, trying to destroy the Sukusufus. Trying to hunt it down. But looks like he manages to get away. If at least this time, he also has Sukusufus from the Mechanics Theater. Probably aiming around here. Not the best, but not the worst. Sexton firing. Trying to weaken the German front line as well. Sukusufus firing as well again. So double Sukusufus in this area. Oh! Good shit, they destroyed a lot of the assault brigades, actually killing all of them. Now that's almost a lucky grenade. Tiger Tank is in trouble still. Not looking good for the Germans. This with the fuel now in British hands, but they are sending a squad to capture it back. Lots of things going on in this one. Oh, Alpha class coming out. Guess they really need that recon to spot for the Tiger Tank. Or stuff like that happens where you move too close to the range of the other vehicle. That's at M10. Although it looks like the Sukusufus got decrewed. Probably from an artillery strike of some kind. Comets pushing on the southern flank together. Tiger Tank getting some good shots on the northern flank. Pillbox is also still keeping the American infantry at bay. Giving an A2 out here to provide some infantry support. Double Sexton now here for the British. No, not double Sexton, just one. Just looked like it was a third one because of the because of where my camera was at. And Tiger Tank needs some repairs again. It is version 23 though. Gonna be a lot more, well, good at aiming. Also think faster fire rate? Oh yeah, definitely faster fire rate. It's actually gonna make it quite scary. Someone's just flying around the best it can. There's machine guns. And here comes the assault brigade. Armed with Tommy guns. He had to suppress. Huh, fascinating. I guess it is a Thompson with a drum magazine, so it does have a lot of firepower. Oops, not in the best position here, I think. Oh, yeah. Comet took a good shot there. Is it entrenched or something? I don't think it's entrenched. Nope, it wasn't. But decrewed. And the Comets push up, loading a high explosive here. They're all piled up. Oh, good high explosive right there. And the British infantry is going to try and lay down sandbags with a smoke grenade. They just keep pushing and pushing. And I don't think the Germans can keep the pressure for too long. It was fine. And they got taken out by the Comet because of it. Now it's being dazed by the shockwave. The Americans have lost a lot of vehicles though. Then again, yeah, playing airborne, they're not really meant to focus a lot on vehicles. Well, Tank, however, is doing a pretty good job with their Comets. These Comets do a lot of work. Tiger tank is relocated to the southern flank to at least keep an eye on it in an overwatch position. And Germans just cannot hold much of a front line at the moment. One Comet down to the Tiger. Actually, both Comets went down in quick succession. We see 2 more Comets coming out instead. The British are still calling in more and more of them. Assault Brigade pushing up, they have no AT equipment. Actually, they do have the thermos grenades. That's a very risky maneuver. Especially with all the German infantry nearby. Oh yeah, that's not good for the British. That's a loaded Assault Brigade. I can use the cover of the Brexit advantage here. Let's see. British are trying to hold up behind these sandbags as well. We now have, what's it called? Airburst. Airburst artillery from one of the sections aiming around here, but they only fired 1 shell, I think, then they stopped for some reason. Probably realizing the Tiger's a little bit too close. Grenades being thrown here on the British lieutenant. Killing him, actually. This is a veterancy 5 German Grenadier. Or SS Grenadier. Is it gonna try and flank? Yeah, best of luck. That's a Tiger tank. Not looking good for the Sherman. Smoke pop though, it's just being a distraction. Until we call in on the German, Americans up there, I mean. Comet surviving here to try and take a shot. Okay, taking a shot at that. That's gonna force the Tiger to back off. Sherman pushes through the smoke. Doesn't hit. And that's the Sherman taken care of. Humber got another good shot there, using its saber rounds. And those saber rounds can really save it. And I got the Tiger. Good job with the Comets there. Really good utilization of them. Double A2 coming out for the United States. Don't think the Germans can easily afford another Panzer. I also think the frontal armor of the Panther might be better against the Comets, but I may be mistaken. I suppose when they're making a city infantry there. So just had to burp a little bit. Oh, good penetration there on the Comet. And I don't see why the city didn't work. They got a penetration there, but it's not enough. The Comet is just too powerful. Oh, it's got a fair decent amount of hit points. Actually, doesn't it just have the same here? No, it has more. More or less. 480.
Ready for orders.
Yeah, it has more than the Sherman. It's good. So this is a little bit of a better tank than the Shermans when it comes to health. It will certainly help it stay in the battle as a log. I don't know why I had to yawn there. Oh, that's awkward. Sorry about that. Oh no, Blitz actually survived the shell. They'll probably just went straight through it, to be honest. Germans pushing up close to the German base. You're not gonna see a 4th Tiger though. Oh, it's too late. Germans just relying so much on the Tiger tanks by the looks of it. Oh, it's pushing up. One Comet almost got taken out. A2 is pushing very close to the German base. They almost have the tank command. We might see the last Tiger come out though. Will we? I think we will. And that's the 4th Tiger tank. Oh, not looking good for the German Panzer Division though. But the Tiger will be able to take out these A2s with no problem, I think. But the HQ's down. Paratroopers also being airdropped in, but they're under fire as they drop in. Both shipments down. Tiger tank does not give a shit. Just running forwards here. Promise all these pillboxes. There's the ones up there that can still fire. So Comets are relocating. MG42 on the top of the Tiger tank, but suppressed. Gun bomb didn't hit the Tiger. Oh yeah, there's a lot of things to fight the Tiger tank now. Even the pack house no longer has an AT capability. They might get close enough for composite B, but nope. Or gunman bombs by the looks of it. British troops are fighting on the southern flank. We're going to see another AVIE Churchill.
Ready for deployment! Send orders! Combat unit ready.
Comets out on the northern flank taking an eye on the Tiger. Good shot there with the saber round. Damage the turret off the Tiger. And another good penetration. Comets just really good at hunting now the Tigers now with the saber rounds. I don't think the Tiger's gonna get away. Just saying. It might. Comets know where it is. And they got it. German side is still Sherman though. I think it's a little bit too late. Comets is just tearing through all the German armor. Southern flank of the Germans are not gonna work and they surrender. Interesting long match. I hope you all enjoyed this one. Hopefully the sound was not too overbearing. I'll see you on the next one, everyone. Bye bye!